4x4 Club Challenge is brought to you by Bridgestone South Africa. Welcome to the third round of the inaugural Bridgestone 4x4 Club Challenge. The 4x4 competition, where near standard 4x4s of all shapes and sizes and price tags duke it out for top honours. This round is hosted by the Nissan 4x4 Club, who held their event at Bass Lake 4x4 complex near Henley-On-Klip. Bass Lake is also one of the country's premier diver training spots, but on this particular morning, it looked more like a scene from 4x4s in the mist. Anyway, a wide variety of Nissans arrived for some action-packed, action. This included Navara and hardbody buckies, golden oldies like the Nissan Sani, a Nissan Terrano, and a conglomerate of super-duper patrols, ranging from brand new ones to others with a lot of Ks under the belt. So while scrutineering was underway, with the marshals and Daniel Barbosa from Bridgestone ticking a lot of boxes, many of the teams were champing at the bit to get cracking. So while we wait with bated breath for obstacle 1, let's catch up with some of the competitors and get a feel of the lay of the Nissan land.
Well, basically, first time around for me, and also for Hilary, my co-driver. And yes, we're just looking forward to a great day.
Kool's Dreyer had his game plan all worked out.
Just the main thing is to be wide awake and don't do stupid things, and then you will be fine.
Jaco Pretorius has brought his entire family along for moral support. But here's the question: will you let anyone else drive your Nissan?
No.
Andre Foster clearly has some connections with the Americans and their super spy drone contraptions. He's got some valuable intel ahead of the competition.
I understand there is some mud here. I actually don't like mud that much because someone has to clean the car afterwards.
On that note, let's head to obstacle 1, which, just as Andre's intel predicted, took the teams through a patch of mud all the way to a marshal with a big clipboard. And here's Willem Lombard and his better half, Elise van Immerziel. Let's see how they do with the brain teasers.
What is the minimum tread depth of a tyre allowed to be? Still be roadworthy.
Still be roadworthy in the head of a match. 5 millimeters, I think.
It's actually 1.6.
1.6. That's low.
This is obstacle 2, and it's a bit more difficult than answering a few questions. Well, that's the theory anyway, as those gates between the poles seem way too narrow to negotiate. Here are lovebirds Willem and Elise again, inspecting the steep climb, hand in loving hand. Let's hope he fares better here than with the question business.
It's a tricky one.
Right, so they are ready. Uh-oh, Willem forgets to press that button that says diff lock on the dash. With the locker engaged, the hardbody races up the slope at the speed of light and kills a whole platoon of white poles dead. And here is Jaco and Jacqueline Pretorius in a Nissan Navara. Let's see how far they get before losing all their points. And they do remarkably well, hitting only one pole and scaring the rest. That's the best performance of the day so far.
That's nice. Baie lekker gewees. Voordat ek sit bietjie breed, ek kry net my draai nie.
This is Willem and Jacques Pinard. They've borrowed their dad's big Nissan Patrol for the day. So here's hoping Willem doesn't put a scratch on his dad's car. But dearie me, Willem also takes out 2 poles.
That was quite difficult. Took the wrong line there, but yeah.
This is Dion Vilmans and Peter Cressing, and they're also in a patrol. Maybe they will fare better. Or, well, not.
You see, this is a problem. Mirror. Knock this one as well. This car is too wide.
This is obstacle 3, and it's a steep climb over an axle twister at the start and another one near the finish. Easy pickings for a patrol, right? Here's Dion and Peter again in their patrol.
Okay, we're ready.
Really? Should we do this?
Okay, just lock on.
Everything's on.
After the disastrous previous obstacle, Dion now seems as focused as a hare in a spotlight.
I don't know if I touched it though.
And yes, amazingly, that's our first 100-pointer for the day.
I did not swear on this one.
Here's another patrol, driven by Andre Forster and Yolandi Robinson. This older model doesn't have a differential lock, so let's see how far they get. The patrol is going, and by Jove, Andre has done it. That's another 100 points, even without a locking differential.
It's got limited slip diff, so it's a bit of a handicap, but I can handle it.
Francois Ensland and Dennis Boddington's patrol also doesn't have a locking differential. So let's see if they can emulate the previous Datsun's performance. Oh dear, the patrol grinds to a halt on the last twister. But then, it gets through!
Sure, that was worse. That was worse.
Time for a comfort break. When we come back, the 4x4 action heats up as the Nissan drivers have to negotiate a blind driver's challenge. And it's a real tough one if the driver can't see anything. See you on the flip side. We're back at the Bass Lake 4x4 track where the Nissan 4x4 club members have been battling with white poles, the tight turns, and oh yes, the brainiac questions. Now it's time for a blinder of an obstacle. Quite literally, that is. This is obstacle 4, the blind driving test of the day. And it's a tough one. Here, the teams have to negotiate a steep decline and then aim their Nissans with the guidance of the co-driver to park as close as possible to 2 poles without touching them. The teams have to stop within 10 centimeters of the poles, otherwise the points she is not. And our first customers are the entertaining Francois and Dennis in the white patrol. Sporting a very sporty hoodie fitted the wrong way round and rendering him without sight and with a challenge to breathe. Francois and Dennis take to the obstacle. Let's ride with them.
You ready, Dennis?
Slowly, slowly. Yeah. Let's go.
Are we moving?
No. Slowly, slowly. Okay, here we go.
Are we down?
No. Slowly, slowly. Okay, slowly. Okay, straighten out, straighten out. Okay, straight.
No, I don't know where straight is.
Right, a little bit right, a little bit right, a little bit right. Slowly now, we're getting near the pole. Okay, whoa.
Are we too far away?
Yeah.
Okay, don't be scared,
20 miles away. Whoa,
stop.
No, whoa, stop. We missed the pole. Half a meter, okay, go. Bit more, whoa.
Stop.
A little bit, whoa.
Oh dear, so that didn't go very well for the patrol lads.
That was weird. I don't know if I'm going, standing, or going down, or going forward. I don't know where I am. And you can't breathe.
And here is Christo, in another big old patrol. Christo clearly watched a lot of MacGyver episodes when he was younger, and he comes up with a clever-ish MacGyver-style plan.
Ready, steady, go!
Do you get points for swearing? No. Okay, so here we go.
And off the MacGyver patrol goes. And remember, the co-driver isn't allowed to steer the car, and only verbal directions can be provided as and when required.
Okay, we were way out.
Oh, damn it.
You're going to go like this.
This, okay.
I think this is right.
Sure.
God, I don't know. Okay, now turn that way.
Other way, do I go
Yeah,
forwards?
now you're going to go forwards. Chop, 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 chop. Turn that way. Because now you want the... Okay, turn no, this way.
Okay. Straighten out.
We're screwing up completely.
Oh, wait.
Wait, you've got to... I don't know which way to go. Okay, turn this way.
Okay, left.
Yeah, but you must go
And
straight.
reverse,
You must
forward.
go forward. Stop.
Oh, blimey, that didn't work so well at all.
That's easy to see. We hit the pole.
But thankfully, the co-driver didn't help Christo steer at all. Not that it really mattered, because they didn't score any points. Aha! Next is a bakkie for a change, and it's the hard body of Andre and Rian Durant. With the trending hoodie in place, Andre sets off down the slope, with Rian providing direction. Well, sort of.
Draai my kant toe. Wat bietjie my kant toe. Okay, gaan. Where's the brake stadig?
Yep, they went for the shortcut there.
Stadig. Reg. Ja. Stop. Ah. Stop.
After hitting the first pole and stopping too far away from the second one, the hardbody father and son team bags no points.
Not too bad. Won't do it again.
This is Obstacle 5, a tricky side slope with some narrow gates to negotiate. Thankfully, no more trendy hoodies were on the menu here. Ah, and here's a new client. It's a Pathfinder. And this 4x4, which really is more suited to mounting high pavements, will now probably be killed.
Ja, draai.
But amazingly, the Pathy makes it through.
I wasn't looking. I was too scared.
This is Greg Justus and Johan Berger in a big patrol.
Right, I'm going to trust you, eh? Okay.
This probably won't work so well for them.
Pass this one.
Amazingly, despite losing a handful of points, through some stops, the big patrol gets through the gates without wiping out any poles.
All through clear.
I'm still, the adrenaline's still pumping from being blindfolded.
This is Obstacle 6, and frankly, it's impossible to complete with full marks, except if you're riding a mountain bike. Here, the teams have to try and make an impossibly tight turn in their big Datsuns. Maybe there is a catch to this one. This is Denzel and Johan Janse van Vieren in one of those big patrols. The patrol gets a front wheel in the air in a most dramatic fashion. Well, it kills virtually all the poles.
Nee, Billy. Hierdie ding is nie maklik.
After the fact, the friendly marshal lets him in on a little secret.
Jy gaan 25 punte verloor met gate te mis. Okay, so as jy nou kyk as hier waar jy nou staan, jy ry nou. Jy ry hier deur, jy mis die gate, drop 25 punte en jy ry eenvoudig deur.
Hey, so lere ou. So lere ou. Maar volgende jaar.
Vat so.
Now that we also know what the secret is, let's see if Greg and Johan in yet another patrol gets the business done. Thankfully, there's a lot of love in the air in this patrol.
The next side there worries me.
Don't worry, we'll
Now
climb
we
it.
have the tires.
Eh?
Where's the tires?
Johan, talk to me. Come on, get this thing. That's fine. I didn't see
No,
that.
you know. Yeah, you know what happened? That branch. I was worried.
Don't worry about the branch.
No, it would hook the ball off there.
But alas, the Nissan also takes out every pole on this side of the Vaal River.
Okay, we didn't do so well that time.
This is Louis Nordier, and like a high-profile magician, he has two assistants, his daughter Elise and her friend Kaylee, on the back seat. And she seems a little perplexed at the little red light flashing at her.
Wat was dat, kamerad?
Well, that's so that we can see you, my dear.
Okay, come on.
Let's ride with Louis and crew. Oh no, Louis has stopped a number of times and killed a few poles along the way. Surely he'll get something for his trouble.
Zero.
Thanks.
This is obstacle 7, and it's a tough climb over a rather uncomfortable axle twister with a tight turn at the top. But now, after the marshal at the previous obstacle had enlightened the teams about the secret, many of the teams are not aiming for the pole they're supposed to go around.
Eerder dit is niks.
This means that the poor marshal had to rescue his dead pole halfway down the slope, more often than not.
Now I've got to fix my killed dead pole.
Next we have Lovebirds, Gavin Lauder and Laurie Harley in a Nissan Patrol. And in the passenger seat, Laurie has a cunning plan.
Aim for that guy up at the top, I think.
That guy is actually our cameraman, Laurie, and we like him. This is Skulk and Heino Grobler, and they look ready to take on the world. So what's the plan, Heino?
You must go as slow as necessary and as fast as possible.
He probably meant as fast as necessary, as slow as possible. I'm sure he did. Well, besides all the excitement, the lads did very well. At this pivotal moment, let's head to the shops for a break. When we come back, the teams tackle the last few obstacles, and we find out who wins this round of the Bridgestone 4x4 Club Challenge. We're back with the Nissan 4x4 Club at the Bass Lake 4x4 track near Henley-On-Klip. We're now in the home straight, with only 4 obstacles to go before we find out who is victorious at this round of the Bridgestone 4x4 Club Challenge. But before we get to those details, here's Obstacle 8. This is David van der Merwe and Dion Besson in their Never Say Die Nissan Sani 2.7 diesel.
Ah, 3 poles.
And the Sani takes out just about every pole that could be taken out. What happened here?
Well, an epic fail happened, that's for sure.
This is Rian and Elsaby Delport, and they are driving in a spiffy new Patrol. If the Sani and Hardbody had struggled here, then, well, good luck to the big and lumpy Patrol. Amazingly, the Patrol gets through without killing any poles. That was a heck of a thing. Well done. Obstacle 9 is the long-awaited mud hole. Well, mud hole may be a bit strong. Maybe just a mud patch. Or something like that. Anyway, here is the champion Nissan Patrol again, with Rian and Elsaby clearly intent on scoring big. The big Patrol ambles through, and that patch of mud is slippery, and Rian's momentum is just not enough. He tries again. Oh dear. And he takes out one of those irritating poles that are always in the way. Ollie Olafse and Rian van Staden are next.
Well, you just go. Well, I suppose we'll see as we go along.
All right then, let's see how that works out for them. Oh well, that's just 2 poles that were killed.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hey! Yeah, you start with them, it's fine.
It probably could have been worse. And here's another blast from the past. It's a Nissan Terrano, piloted by Koos and his son Kobus. Koos charges the mud in the Terrano, which incidentally doesn't have a rear diff lock or traction control. And he rolls back and charges the climb with even more gusto. And up and over the Terrano goes. The name of the game here is not to panic on the side slope. but to aim carefully to miss the poles. It's not easy though, not even in a relatively narrow 4x4 like a Nissan Terrano. This is the Iron Maiden, or a Nissan Patrol, and this is Cedric and Liana, their two lads. And our performance of the day goes to the Iron Maiden crew. Let's ride with them.
Don't panic, don't panic, don't panic. Oh, panic. Okay, panic.
That was
Panic.
quite a performance. Oh wait, Cedric isn't done yet.
Nothing like a little sideways action. Hold on tight to your dreams. Oh, did I make it? Yes. Well done, dudes. Long live the Iron Maiden.
Hey, that's Wimpy Olivier, a regular on the former Bridgestone Fundi 4x4 scene. He's renowned for being one of the few people in the world that's fluent in Lichtenbergian, a unique blend of Afrikaans, Zulu, Uzbekistanian and Mandarin. However, Wimpy only keeps his Lichtenbergian for special occasions.
How fast can you run?
I think he's speaking Lichtenbergian again. Wow. Yep, the Wimpinator is still at the top of his game. And that is that. Now all that remains is for the scores to be added and all those penalties to be subtracted. Just before we get to the prize giving, a reminder of what prizes are up for grabs. The 3 podium finishers respectively get a 10,000 Rand gift voucher from Bridgestone, a set of Light Force spotlights from Opposite Lock, and a hand winch, also courtesy of Opposite Lock. An environmental prize to the value of 2,000 Rand goes to the most environmentally friendly team. The overall winner will drive off with a Conqueror off-road trailer to the value of 50,000 Rand. Not that the second place prize is to be sneezed at. The runners-up will receive a fully adjustable Tough Dog suspension worth 20,000 Rand from Opposite Lock. To the results then. In third place, bagging that Opposite Lock hand winch and defying all perceptions about a Nissan Pathfinder is Dion and Henrietta Delport. And second place overall goes to Skalk and Heino Grobler in a Nissan hardbody. This team won a set of Light Force spotlights. But the pick of the Nissan 4x4 Club proved to be the Wimpinator and his co-driver Jaco van Sale. Showing again how important experience is, Wimpy and Jaco won the event in their hardbody and bagged a 10,000 Rand tyre voucher from Bridgestone for their trouble. That's it for this week, folks. Tune in next weekend when the guys and gals of the Isuzu Off-Road Club get down and dirty at the Mogatle 4x4 trail near Brits. Till then. The 4x4 Club Challenge was brought to you by Bridgestone. Your journey, our passion.